besides being considered two of the greatest footballers of all time. Cristiano Ronaldo and Pelé are powerful men who have made huge fortunes in their careers. But have you ever wondered which of them lived the most luxurious life? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Pelé and Cristiano Ronaldo. So let's fight! Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Most expensive mansion. When it came to property, both athletes didn't skimp on comfort. But which of them owned the most expensive mansion? Pelé, for example, lived in Brazil in a mansion in Jardim Acapulco, in Sao Paulo, a luxury condominium where Neymar Jr. also owns a house. The former player has already shown a little of his property during some interviews. The living room, for example, is a very large room with a light color palette, decorated with several works of art on the walls, and even has a pool table in the corner. But what is impressive is the outside area, a huge space that has a large swimming pool surrounded by green areas. And of course, there is a soccer field for when the former player wants to play soccer with his friends and family. And although it has never been disclosed what the mansion is really worth, to get an idea, the real estate prices in this luxurious condominium cost an average of $4 million. Cristiano Ronaldo is not far behind. This is because he is building one of the most luxurious and expensive mansions in his country, Portugal. And although it is not currently done building, just by the photos of the project you can already imagine how luxurious this new residence of the player will end up being. And according to the sources, Ronaldo's new villa will cost him £18 million. As the Portuguese player has a more valuable property, he wins this round. Cars. The two tycoons have always been passionate about beautiful cars, but who has had the most luxurious cars? Starting with the king of soccer, Pelé's first vehicle was a Volkswagen Beetle, a vehicle that was very successful at the time, and that today, depending on its condition, can reach more than $15,000. Another of Pelé's vehicles was his Aero Willis 2600, the first to receive this vehicle as a gift for one of his victories. This vehicle, which at the time of its launch was considered a luxury, today can be found costing around $20,000. Pelé also once won a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 250 as a gift for his 1,000th goal. Today this vehicle is considered a kind of collectible and can be found today for over $25,000. Some years later he won a Mercedes 280S, another car that was very refined and imposing for the time. The vehicle is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing a maximum power of 156 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 125 miles per hour. And it is no wonder that today, depending on the state of repair, the vehicle can cost upwards of $30,000. The soccer star has also been seen using a car that appeared to be a Mercedes 450 SL convertible, another collectible that can cost upwards of $40,000. Cristiano Ronaldo, on the other hand, is speculated to have passed several cars in his garage, such as a $45,000 Camaro convertible, a $115,000 Mercedes-AMG GLE 63, a $155,000 Audi RS7, a $200,000 Bentley Continental, a $210,000 Porsche 911 Turbo S, a $250,000 Mercedes-Benz S65 AMG Coupe, a $350,000 Maserati Gran Cabrio, a $400,000 Lamborghini Aventador, a $410,000 Ferrari 599 GTO, a $480,000 Ferrari F12 TDF, a $500,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, a $1 million McLaren Senna, a $2 million Ferrari Monza SP1, a $2,500,000 Bugatti Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, a $3,100,000 Bugatti Chiron. So it's clear that Cristiano Ronaldo wins this round. Other property. Everyone knows that both players love to live in sophisticated places, but who has had the most valuable furniture portfolio? Pelé, for example, once owned beautiful properties. In 1979, for example, Pelé bought a mansion situated on a 1-acre plot in the Hamptons in New York, one of the most luxurious and noble locations in the city, where several other celebrities also own homes, such as Beyoncé, Robert Downey Jr., among many others. The house, which faces the lake, has a beautiful brown facade with many windows, ideal to be able to enjoy the beautiful view of the coastline. When we enter the living room, we can see that the place is very spacious, with a kitchen integrated into the living room, besides having a double-height ceiling, which brings a greater feeling of amplitude to the environment. In all, the interior of the property has about 3,400 square feet, with 6 bedrooms, which have balconies that provide an excellent view and bring great natural light. And like every summer house, it could not fail to have an outdoor leisure area with a pool to cool off on the sunniest days. It is known that Pelé acquired the property in 1979 while he was playing for the New York Cosmos, paying about $156,000, equivalent to $600,000 nowadays. In 2018, he even sold it at a good profit for $2.85 million. Cristiano Ronaldo, meanwhile, acquired a beautiful beach house in southern Spain in 2019. The luxurious property is in a gated community made exclusively for millionaires. According to the images of the house project that was exposed in the media, Ronaldo's residence has a modern and sophisticated design, with a very clean-looking decor, seeing as it has plenty of light tones. It is also known that the player's estate has 4 bedrooms, a large living room surrounded by glass, an infinity pool and, of course, a breathtaking view of the Mediterranean Sea. And according to some sources, in order to acquire this beach house, Cristiano Ronaldo may have invested around $1,600,000. When he was playing for Juventus, he lived for a while with his family in Toronto, Italy. The soccer player's residence is in a more discreet location with trees around in order to give him more privacy. Inside, the decoration matches the player's vain style, having several pictures of him printed on the walls. The rooms are very well lit, with huge windows that brighten the house very well and bring a sense of coziness. And by the photos he has already posted on social networks, it is known that there are in the property some luxury places, such as a spectacular room with an indoor pool whose walls are clad with black marble, and of course, a gym equipped with state-of-the-art equipment for him to work out and maintain his athlete's physique. There is also a huge garage for the star to store his entire collection of luxury cars. But what draws the most attention in this incredible mansion, without a doubt, is the spectacular view it has of the Italian city. And even if the price of Cristiano Ronaldo's mansion in Italy is not known, looking at the size of the house, it is likely worth more than $10 million. In New York, USA, he also owns an apartment in the Trump Tower building. The property is 2,500 square feet in area and has a very classic and luxurious decor, having for example floors made of black and white limestone and many walls covered in wood. And of course, an athlete like him couldn't fail to have a room solely for exercising. And as reported in the media, to acquire this property he had to pay around $18,500,000, but then he decided to sell the property, taking on a huge loss of over $10 million. Considering the value of Cristiano's property, he wins this round. Other means of transport. When it comes to traveling, both stars have always enjoyed a lot of luxury, but who has owned the most expensive means of transport? Back when Pelé was the biggest soccer star on the soccer fields, he decided to buy a speedboat and named it Kelly Cristina after his first daughter. The boat is a Carbrasmer Zareu 22 model, one of the most famous boats manufactured at the time, almost 10 meters long, and able to carry up to 4 people. And although the boat was already very outdated, at the time it must have been worth a lot of money. When it was time to travel to the most different places in the world, Pelé always used private jets for his trips. One of the aircraft used by the player is the Bombardier Global 6000, one of the largest and most modern jets in the world, with autonomy for almost 7,000 miles. With almost 100 feet long, this large aircraft can offer all the luxury you can imagine. Its interior can carry up to 18 passengers in great comfort. And according to ATM Jet, the company responsible for taking care of Pelé's chartered aircraft, depending on the destination chosen, a trip can cost around €75,000. Cristiano Ronaldo, on the other hand, once owned a Gulfstream G200, a sophisticated, high-performance, mid-size, twin-engine executive aircraft. The interior of the aircraft is very comfortable and spacious, where Cristiano Ronaldo has shared photos showing his makeshift bed. The aircraft can carry up to 10 passengers, and it is no wonder that it can cost up to $6 million. The soccer star's most expensive jet is the Gulfstream G650, one of the most modern, fastest, and longest flying range aircraft available on the market. The interior of the plane has a luxurious finish and can carry up to 18 people, offering great ergonomics. And to have this superjet always at your disposal, it is necessary to invest a real fortune. Depending on the model and year, it can cost up to $70 million. When it comes to boats, CR7 has an Azimut Grande 27 metri, a yacht designed by the Italian company Azimut Yachts, made of 100% pure carbon fiber. The yacht has more than 3,700 square feet of area, with the capacity for up to 5 suites, besides having great leisure areas, such as a beautiful whirlpool bath for when Ronaldo wants to relax next to his wife. The vessel features a sophisticated design, with large window openings that allow passengers to make the most of the natural scenery. And to have this treat at his disposal, the player needed to invest more than $10 million. For owning the most luxurious means of transport, Cristiano Ronaldo wins this round. Sources of income. As well as being great players, they also had other sources of income, but who had the most lucrative businesses? Starting with Pelé. Because he is considered one of the best players of all time, he became a kind of celebrity known worldwide, consolidating himself as a sports icon. On Facebook, for example, he has almost 10 million people, and on Instagram he has more than 16 million people. And it is clear that all this visibility added to his gigantic authority in soccer and ends up bringing him a lot of money, since several companies are interested in investing to associate their products with the player's image. Among the brands that have already invested in advertising with Pelé are, for example, Puma, Volkswagen, Honda, P&G, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, Subway, Emirates, and Santander, among many others. To get an idea of the value of these contracts, it is estimated that the watch company Hublot alone invested $500,000 to advertise with him. To make the Netflix documentary, some sources estimate that Pelé received about $4 million. Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, took advantage of the fact that he is known as a stylish man and decided to create his own store, known as CR7, where he sells underwear, glasses, and perfumes, among other products. And to give you an idea of the success, the store's Instagram alone has more than 5 million followers. He also invests in the hotel business, being a partner in the Pestana chain, the largest hotel conglomerate in Portugal. This partnership was responsible for creating the Pestana CR7 hotels, a line of luxury hotels with the theme focused on the football star. Currently, there are already units scattered in the cities of New York, Madeira, Madrid, and Lisbon, but with plans to open many others around the world. And to give you an idea of the size of the business, just one of the units that is scheduled to open in Paris required an investment of about 60 million euros. And because we don't know the turnover of each business, we'll consider the round a draw. Points for both. Net worth. There's no doubt that both players made a lot of money from football, but who accumulated the most wealth? Pelé, for example, was considered the highest paid athlete in the world at the height of his career. To get an idea of values, when he was playing for the New York Cosmos, it is known that he had a contract that revolved around $2 million a year, totaling $6 million over 3 years. And although this is a huge amount of money, it is a far cry from what top-level players are paid today. And different from what many people think, the king of soccer made a lot more money these days off the field than when he was playing, because the salaries at the time were much lower. In 2015, for example, Forbes estimated that Pelé made about $15 million that year, a sum that came mainly from advertising contracts. And while no one knows exactly what his fortune is worth, some sources estimate that he had a net worth of $100 million, while other sources say it could exceed $160 million. Cristiano Ronaldo, for example, is one of the highest paid players in the world today, receiving to play for Al Nassr Football Club around £62 million in salary alone. But this represents only a fraction of his entire income, as according to some sources, it is estimated that Ronaldo currently makes more money doing advertising than actually playing football. And the reason is very simple. He is none other than the celebrity with the most followers on Instagram, having about 500 million people who follow his posts on the platform. And it is for all this ability to influence people that the biggest brands in the world are willing to invest a small fortune to link their image to his. An example being Nike, which has a lifetime contract with the athlete, paying around €24 million per year. And it's no wonder that sources say that in 2019, Cristiano Ronaldo has received approximately $47,800,000 from his sponsored Instagram posts alone, which means he was receiving more than $1 million for just one photo. And to give some idea of Ronaldo's fortune, some sources estimate that his net worth is currently over $600 million. In other words, the Portuguese player wins this round. At the end of this battle, we have 1 point for Pelé against 6 points for Cristiano Ronaldo, making him the winner. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.